Zero Day is a long-anticipated Netflix release, with the ageless Robert De Niro taking the lead role. Admirers of the legendary actor have been eagerly awaiting the debut of this mini-series ever since the project and its star-studded cast were announced. Spy political thrillers consistently captivate audiences, touch upon the topics of critical social and governmental issues, delving into the deep-seated power struggles of politics and intelligence agencies, exploring behind-the-scenes clashes of radically opposing interests, and culminating in dramatic resolutions that could alter the lives of millions. The 6-episode series centers on a global digital threat emerging in the lead-up to a U.S. presidential election, escalating into a next-generation terrorist attack that paralyzes the life of an entire nation. The story kicks off with a catastrophic cyberattack on the American transportation infrastructure and electronic communications, resulting in the tragic loss of over 3,000 lives. This calamity triggers the formation of a rapid response team, the Zero Day Commission, and eventually a congressional oversight committee. Their mission: to investigate the causes and consequences of the attack and develop measures to prevent future threats. The commission is led by former President George Mullen, portrayed masterfully by Robert De Niro. Mullen initially suspects Russia's involvement, but the investigation uncovers deeper conspiracies and unexpected twists. The series addresses pressing contemporary issues, such as the risks posed by large-scale cyberattacks and their far-reaching impacts on society and government stability. For instance, it highlights how the collapse of the banking system and a sudden shift to cash-only transactions could predictably trigger total economic breakdowns and mass protests, potentially escalating into armed uprisings. The long-standing feud between President Donald Trump and Hollywood actor Robert De Niro began well before Zero Day and has become one of the most striking examples of cultural political conflict in modern America. This rivalry encompasses public statements, scathing critiques, and even verbal attacks laden with threats, vividly illustrating the societal divide between supporters and opponents of the 45th and 47th President of the United States. The tension went public during the 2016 presidential campaign, where Trump faced off against Hillary Clinton. De Niro, known for his liberal views and outspoken activism, openly backed the Democrats while sharply criticizing Trump. In a video released in October 2016, the actor labeled Trump totally clueless, a national disaster, and an embarrassment to the country, even stating that he would love to punch him in the face. The statement made waves across the media landscape. After Trump's 2016 election victory, De Niro's criticism only intensified. He consistently condemned Trump's policies, particularly in areas such as immigration, environmental protection, and social inequality. In public speeches, De Niro emphasized that he considered Trump as a threat to America's democratic values. In 2018, De Niro made headlines again during the Tony Awards when he delivered a short but impactful message. "I'll say one thing, F you Trump." The declaration earned roaring applause from the audience, but also sparked strong backlash from Republican supporters and conservative media outlets. Trump, true to form, fired back on Twitter, calling De Niro a very low IQ individual and suggesting the actor had been punched too many times in his movies, a jab at De Niro's tough guy roles. This exchange only escalated the feud, making it more personal and heated. As the 2020 and 2024 elections approached, with Trump seeking re-election, De Niro once again took an active role in the political discourse. He endorsed Joe Biden in 2020 and Kamala Harris last year, urging Americans to vote for them as the only way to preserve democracy. In interviews, De Niro didn't mince words, calling Trump a racist, incompetent, and a danger to the country. The De Niro-Trump rivalry transcends political differences. It has become a symbol of the deep divisions within American society, between a cultural elite championing progressive values and the right-wing MAGA movement Trump epitomized. As an artist and public figure, De Niro leveraged his platform to oppose what he saw as threats to free speech, human rights, and democracy itself. Netflix's Zero Day subtly nods to the tension between these two public figures. In the context of the series, the term Zero Day not only refers to the day of the catastrophic cyberattack, but could also symbolize the moment Trump assumed the presidency, a beginning that many view as the start of an era of political turmoil. From the narrative details of the series, we can piece together that George Mullen is a former president who served a single term from 2008 to 2012. His presidency was cut short due to profound personal trauma stemming from the death of his son from a drug overdose, which led to subsequent family issues with the First Lady and later with his daughter, who also entered politics. Mullen's character bears an external resemblance to Henry Kissinger, while his cognitive struggles evoke comparisons to Joe Biden. Interestingly, some Democrats have discreetly suggested that the occasional lapses by the former president could be linked to alleged foreign interference through hostile radio waves or advanced weaponry. Mullen is a deeply complex figure, determined, principled, resolute, and capable of sacrifice on one hand, yet unyielding, scarred, and burdened by personal tragedies on the other. His backstory, including the long-hidden existence of an illegitimate child with his assistant Valerie, adds a layer of humanity to his character. These life experiences make him relatable, showcasing both his flaws and his accomplishments. Despite his multifaceted personality, his political legacy remains impactful, and public respect for him endures even years after his presidency. The current president, Evelyn Mitchell, played by Angela Bassett, clearly mirrors Kamala Harris. Her age, hairstyle, wardrobe, and communication style are unmistakable nods to the ex-vice president. It's evident that the liberal-leaning creators of the Netflix series were confident in this outcome of the electoral race during production. Furthermore, Robert De Niro's personal convictions likely aligned with such a narrative, making his participation in the projects a natural fit. The timeline of the series seems to unfold in 2028, during an election cycle when Mitchell Harris, grappling with low approval ratings, multiple political crises, and rising national security threats, fights for re-election. It becomes apparent that both Mullen and Mitchell represent the Democratic Party, while another key character, Speaker of the House of Representatives Robert Dreher, stands as the Republican side, adding tension to the political drama. Matthew Modine brings to life a shrewd, Jesuitically cunning politician who's willing to employ any means, intrigue, manipulation, betrayal, and conspiracies to achieve his ultimate goal of securing the Oval Office. Another vibrant character is Monica Kidder, a composite figure inspired by leading American tech billionaires. Her influence extends far beyond online platforms, encroaching on the realm of traditional power structures. Using big data and mastery over social media algorithms, Kidder manipulates public opinion far more effectively than the now outdated press, with the exception of scandalous radical TV host Evan Green. Her emphasized autism and erratic behavior clearly allude to Elon Musk, a real-life tech mogul and rising force in American politics, whose power only grows after Donald Trump's return to the White House. Special attention should also be given to Jesse Plemons' character, Roger. As Mullen's personal confidant, Roger is the quintessential field player and loyal aide on the surface. In reality, he operates on multiple fronts and ultimately pays the highest price for it. His romantic relationship with the former president's daughter propels him into positions of influence, but it also entangles him in a web of hidden, powerful forces. Breaking Bad's star portrayal vividly captures the internal moral conflict of this character. Though Roger remains loyal to Mullen and plays a key role in uncovering the perpetrators behind the cyberattack, his role as a triple agent leads to his tragic demise, marking a chilling conclusion to his arc. Despite its intense dialogue and detailed portrayal of political intrigues, the series received mixed reviews from critics. It currently holds a score of 51 on Metacritic and 54% positive ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. While the show has its strengths, it's not without flaws. Some critics argue that 6 episodes felt unnecessarily drawn out. Several storylines could have been trimmed or condensed into a more focused 3 or 4 episode arc, cutting out extraneous details. Additionally, the show has been criticized for its lack of action. Only a handful of scenes reach moments of peak intensity, while the majority of the runtime is devoted to conversations and political maneuvering. The series also leaves numerous questions unanswered and some notable loose ends. For instance, the impact of Russian spies operating out of the Russian Federation's New York consulate and their recruited agents remains underexplored. Similarly, the fate of billionaire manipulator Robert Lyndon is left unresolved. That said, the show provides a meticulous and candid portrayal of the American deep state, covering Congress, the Senate, the White House, and intelligence agencies. It doesn't shy away from depicting the hypocrisy, abuse of authority, betrayals, and incompetence that often define these institutions and their personnel. Netflix's new release goes beyond highlighting global threats. It pulls back the curtain on the inner workings of American politics. The political scheming, opacity, and self-perpetuating nature of the establishment are portrayed with striking authenticity. Viewers witness power consolidating in the hands of a select few, where a father serves as president, his daughter as a congresswoman, and the first lady as a contender for a federal judgeship. While these characters exhibit competence, their ambitions and decisions sometimes lead to catastrophic global consequences. 0 Day is a well-crafted, intriguing series that tackles timely topics in modern politics and global threats. While it may fall short of being truly groundbreaking or unforgettable, fans of political thrillers will undoubtedly find many of the genre's hallmarks to enjoy. Admirers of Robert De Niro's talent will also appreciate his performance. The series reflects today's pressing global challenges, weaving sharp clashes, richly developed characters with compelling motivations, and complex political machinations into its narrative. It serves as a thought-provoking reminder of the vulnerabilities of our modern world, where technology can act as both a weapon and a salvation.